Salve Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. After the 5,000 had eaten and were satisfied, Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and precede him to the other side, toward Bethsaida, while he dismissed the crowd. And when he had taken leave of them, he went off to the mountain to pray. When it was evening, the boat was far out on the sea, and he was alone on the shore. Then he saw that they were tossed about while rowing, for the wind was against them. About the 4th watch of the night, he came toward them, walking on the sea. He meant to pass by them. But when they saw him walking on the sea, they thought it was a ghost, and cried out. They had all seen him, and were terrified. But at once he spoke with them. "Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid." He got into the boat with them, and the wind died down. They were completely astounded. They had not understood the incident of the loaves. On the contrary, their hearts were hardened. The Gospel of the Lord.
The Gospel tells us this morning that when Jesus was walking on the water, it says he intended to pass them by. That doesn't mean that he wanted to go ahead of them, but that phrase means that he wanted to show them something about who he is. And to see him walking on the water was frightening for them. But they had a revelation of what and who Jesus is. At some point in our lives, or maybe in a number of points in our lives, I believe that we all have an opportunity to see Jesus reveal himself to us. One great example of that is Carlos Acutis, who cataloged hundreds of miracles concerning the Eucharist, where what people thought was a piece of bread turned into flesh, the flesh that resembles the heart. It's very interesting. And scientists are baffled by these things, and they are indisputable. And some people don't believe, but others see it and believe. Another place where there can be great miracles happening and great revelations, for me, what I see as a priest, the sacrament of reconciliation. I see people walk into the confessional and they leave as a changed person because Christ stepped in and set them free from the bondages of hell that were trying to sink them into the bottom of the sea instead of raising them up. And it's in the sacramental life of the church with our faith that we will see. And so one of the things that we need to do for that is we need to pray and allow ourselves to be closer to Christ, to come to Mass, to be familiar with the Scriptures, and we get to know the language of Jesus and how he reveals himself to us, especially in word and sacrament. And so I put it to you today. Be with your eyes opened, looking for Jesus around every corner and you will see.
Regina Caeli, let us